Hey folks, welcome back to another review with yours truly, Sam Healey, right here on the Dice Tower. Today we're going to be taking a look at Kōhaku from 25th Century Games. Now, Tom did a review of this 3 years ago, so I think it's time to take another look at it because I just got introduced to this game here recently. So let's get down to the table and see how it's held up. So as we're taking a look at Kōhaku here, it's basically just a tile placement game where each person is going to, on their turn, be able to choose 2 tiles to take from this central place here and add it to their tableau, and then you're going to be scoring points in a number of different ways. Your turn is going to consist of basically taking 2 tiles. And these 2 tiles are going to be, you're going to take 1 koi tile and 1 feature tile. And these are featured tiles. And then if it has fish on it, those are koi tiles. Now, the koi can be multicolored or they can be solids. These are basically, you know, they're rare and they'll give you 1 point, but they're harder to score different feature tiles, whereas the multicolored ones are easier to score these feature tiles. Now, how do the different tiles score? Well, these butterflies up here, they're going to be able to score you 2 points for every black koi that is in the row and or column of this that match the same color. These types of features will give you 2 points for every yellow koi that is adjacent to it orthogonally. And if all 4 places are yellow koi, then it'll give you 12 points. These rocks down here are great places for baby koi to hide. So that's going to give you 1 point. You're basically going to score 1 point for every baby koi that is orthogonally adjacent to it. Frogs down here, bullfrogs, are going to score you 1 point for every dragonfly that is orthogonally adjacent to it. These turtles just score you 5 points straight up. And then these multicolored feature tiles are going to score you in 2 different ways. So basically this will score you 2 points for every white or red koi that is orthogonally adjacent to it. And if it's white and red, like this one right here, it's going to score you 3 points for that tile. So that's generally speaking how that works. Now, on your turn, you're going to choose 2 of them, as I said before, and then they'll be replaced in a certain way that I'll show you here in just a minute. So let's say that for my first turn, I wanted to choose this one and this one. Remember, you always choose 1 feature tile and 1 koi tile, and you can put this into your area however you see fit. On subsequent turns, you basically just have to make sure that one of the tiles fits a flat side of either of the ones that are out there. They don't have to be next to each other. Now, what's going to happen here is any ones that are in the middle here will flow out to wherever this is, and then another feature tile comes out from here, and another koi tile comes out over here. So, for example, let's say that my opponent over here decided to take this one and this one. And so they're going to put these down here in their tableau. Then these 2 right here are going to flow out. This one will flow all the way out here so that it's still on a koi place. And this one will flow all the way out here so that it's still on a feature spot on the board, as you can see there. Then you're just going to refill as per usual, and the game continues after that. Depending on the number of players that are in the game, you're going to play anywhere from 12 to 14 rounds, and basically there will be no more koi fish to refill the pond here when the end of the game is triggered. At that point, you're simply going to take all of these tiles off, and then you'll have this scoring board to use to tabulate your score as you're going through the game. Whoever has the highest score is the winner. So that is Kōhaku from Gold Seal Games and 25th Century Games, designed by Danny Devine. I have to say that I really enjoy tile placement games. I like the organization, the spatial organization that goes on. in tile placement games usually. I really find that not just challenging, but also rewarding, aesthetically pleasing, very satisfying as far as mechanisms are concerned in board games. So more often than not, when I see that a game has tile placement in it, I'm kind of drawn to it because I know that I'm going to enjoy it at least a little bit. It's not ever a mystery. At least I know that I'm going to enjoy the game. How much I enjoy it, we'll have to find out by the different plays that I get. But generally speaking, in a tile placement game, I know that there's going to be some spatial organization. I know that I'm going to enjoy that aspect of it and be very satisfied with the gameplay, if only for that one mechanism. My first pro is going to be what I basically already just talked about, and that is that it has tile placement in it. And I really enjoy tile placement in games. I'm not going to really belabor this very much more because I did just talk about it, so I'm not going to insult your intelligence here, but I really enjoy tile placement games, so that is a huge plus for me, so it had to be one of my pros. My second pro of the game is the component quality. Now, the component quality is just cardboard tiles, but they did that UV printing on all of the tiles where part of the, certain aspects of the tile kind of shines a little bit more than the rest of it, and I thought that was a really cool touch. Now, as I'm talking about component quality, I will say this is kind of the basic retail version of it. There was another version of it that had acrylic tiles, and I have been able to play a copy of that at Dice Tower West, and oh my goodness, now that is a great way to have the game. If you can find the acrylic tile version, my goodness, spend the extra bucks and get it, because aesthetically, it is super worth it. But talking about the version that I have here, it is still a good and frankly more economical way to get the same game, and this does have good component quality to it. You're not going to be it's not completely chinsed out. It is very good. The UV printing on the tiles is very nice. The tiles themselves are pretty stinking chunky and thick, so they're going to be able to withstand the test of time, I would imagine, as well. So my third pro of the game is going to be, quite simply, how easy it is to teach and how easy it is to enjoy. I am in that kind of space right now where I'm teaching games a lot, and this is one of the games that I know I can teach and I can just get it out there and people will enjoy it. People will be drawn to the pretty nature theme that koi ponds are, and it's also kind of a thing where it is accessible to everybody. Everybody knows what koi fish are. Everybody knows what a koi pond is. So you don't have to explain the theme to them before they kind of get what you're supposed to be doing in the game. But on top of that, it's just a great aesthetic experience. It's one of those things where the theme and the mechanisms just really kind of flow together really well, and they do so in a very simplistic and a very easy to understand, easy to teach way, so you can basically hit the ground running as far as teaching this game is concerned, and that's why it's a pro. Another pro for the game for me, and this is a little bit strange because I usually don't even touch in the past. I usually haven't touched solo modes, but I have been finding myself doing it more recently. This does actually have a pretty solid solo mode in it. Now, as far as cons are concerned, this is one of those games where I don't really have any because it is such a simple game. It looks really good, and it's a really good design, and people really enjoy it every single time it hits the table. So I really don't have any cons for this game at all. So I'm not going to try to squeeze one out where I think I don't really need to. It is a very fun, very light game. And it works very good in a number of different situations. It would work great as a gateway game. It would also work great as a palate cleanser in between two larger games for a seasoned gamer. It's just, I can't find anything that is negative about this game. And that's why I'm just not going to have a con. So as far as a rating is concerned for it, I'm going to give this one 2 thumbs up. That's my flip side. rating. As far as a rating for the Dice Tower is concerned, I will give this one a 9 out of 10 because I really enjoy this game. It's one of the games that is considered, at least by me, as a go-to for someone who likes nature-themed games, someone who is possibly new to the hobby or just, kind of dipping their feet in the water to see what the hobby is like. And it's also a great, like I said earlier, it's a great palate cleanser in between two larger games for a seasoned gamer. So there's no real reason for you not to have this in your collection unless you just don't like the theme or you don't like tile placement or something to that effect. But if that's the case, of course, go somewhere else. But if you like tile placement, if you like nature-themed games, I think this is a slam dunk, no-brainer. So at the very least, see if you can try it before you buy it. But I think this is one that would be well worth you checking out. So thanks for joining me. We'll see you guys and gals on the flip side. Take care.